Hello, I am Barbara Walters, and this is 2020. No, wait, that's not quite right. Welcome back to the Joy of Resin. Hey guys, how are we doing today? Or tonight, since it's like 11 o'clock. Okay. Okay, so we have our little goddess body pedestals ready to go. We have a whole bunch of flashing on our workstation, which is keeping things level kind of problematic. And then we have some T-virus that we're going to embed in a skull with this guy. Because I got those off Temu a long time ago, and I have never done anything with them, and it's about damn time. So let's start with a little bit of clear and not so little bit of virulent viral green. I am actually working with deep pour today because I do have a big project off to the side that I'm going to get to as soon as I'm done with this stuff. So, okay, let's start with the T-virus. Uh-oh. So we're doing the same thing that we did with the Plague Doctor. Where it's going in at an angle so that the detail piece, the sample piece, is mostly occluded by the resin. Ooh! Moving too fast. Okay. I don't want this. I don't want it to fall over, but I want kind of a sharp angle. Okay, so there we go. That'll do. All right, and then I'll fill up the rest with something else. Okay, hopefully that'll stay put. So now we have our little goddess body pieces to secure to their pedestal. So these just get a thin layer of resin. Okay, so I need a little stick to move stuff around with. Where is... Nope. Nope. Is this all I have? Okay. You're the winner. All right. Try to release the bubbles. Okay. And then we just place in our goddess body. There we go. Move it to the heat. Oh boy. And on to the next one. So these are the coasters that I decorated with my friend for my birthday. I think they turned out pretty nice. So and then this one. This one I actually have a little bit more room to work with since it's a deeper coaster. There we go. All right, and I guess the rest of this I will throw in here. Now, we did learn that using deep pour to do alcohol ink drops is not terribly effective. However, if I just do like a pretty solid single color, it should be okay. Something to kind of match the color scheme that's already going on there. So, how is that maroon? That's not maroon. That looks nothing like the band. All right, so we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do some red. That can't be maroon. If that's what maroon looks like, my whole life is a lie. Okay, there we go. So that should bleed through, kind of blend the already poured layer with the clear that I just poured, and we'll be okay. I do still need to do something with this stuff, so let's make a little planet. Exactly enough left over to make a planet. How about that? Boom. Okay. Clear some room on my workstation real quick so we can do the big project. Okay, so the cake plate that my friend used to make my cake, I have put it in a single layer of resin and painted all over it. And it looks kind of terrible because I'm not a painter. But I'm not trying to make a painting, I was trying to make a topographical map. And if you can figure out what I'm trying to depict with this topographical map, then probably you've probably got a really good imagination, because this does not actually look representative of what I'm trying to represent. Anyway, so first we'll use up that. So instead of trying to be clever, since I just confirmed that being clever won't actually work, I put the thing in and I'm like, hey, look, it's Discworld. And then I'm like, I can kind of make a Discworld topographical map with this cake plate. So, ta-da, Discworld. Except I added a portal because I love World of Warcraft. And I just have that block lying around. Also just had those castles lying around because for some reason nobody wants to buy a tiny castle. What kind of world are we living in? So just use some acrylic paint on the surface and then added a touch of mica powder to it to make it a little bit more shimmery, and then took some of those example pieces from the other day of what alcohol ink drops look like in different configurations and use them as like little mountains. The castle for the central Tower of the Magi, or whatever it's called in Discworld. It's been a while since I've read those books. You'll have to forgive me my ignorance. So here we go, layer number 2. And then from here, once this cures, the next layers will be like the sky and space, the space around Discworld, and we'll add in some more detail pieces and see what else we can do to make this look cool. Okay, there we go. So that's taken care of. Just need to clean that up and put that to the side. All right, so I did end up with some pretty big bubbles because that happens when you're putting something like cardboard in resin. So try to get down underneath and release those bubbles. Okay, looks like they're pretty much gone. All right, that is sufficient. Well, that had the opposite effect of what I was hoping for. So back to the bubbles. All right, there we go. Now the bubbles have been released. So we've got all our ceiling layer. We've got our paint job. Detail pieces have been added. So from here, next layer, like I said, the sky. And then maybe some dragons. Because, you know, bitches love dragons. It's me. I'm bitches. All right. That's it for this video. I'm going to get this to the curing cabinet, and you guys can go back to bed. Bye.